discussing the garments of the Kohen Gadol in Kippur. Kisones bad kodesh yobash. He should wear a linen tunic, meaning the white simple garment to michnas bad with pants. Yual b'saro. So he's just wearing basically pants with a robe over it. Ubav nepa yachgord, and a belt. Umitzefes bad yitznof, and a tunic hat. Big day kodeshim, holy garments, or chaspa maimes b'saro vesham, and he should wash himself in water and then put them on. So the Kohen Gadol, even though the rest of the year he wears the 8 garments, which are very filled with a lot of colors, on Yom Kippur he just wears the same 4 garments that the regular Kohen wears, and they're white, but he does not wear the gold. So what's going on here? So Rashi tells us that this is the reason Magid she'eno mishamish lefnim b'shmona begadim. When he serves inside the Holy of Holies, he does not wear his 8 garments, because he only serves outside of the Holy of Holies, which have gold in them. That when he serves outside the Holy of Holies, he wears his golden garments, like the garments have gold. Basically, they have some gold in them. But what's the reason why he does not wear the gold when he goes into the Holy of Holies, and he just wears pure white? This is the expression, we don't allow the prosecutor to become the defense attorney, because the gold was the prosecutor. That was our sin. And the defense attorney is the Kohen Gadol. So we don't allow the prosecutor to become the defense attorney. But so therefore he serves in 4 garments like a regular Kohen, and all are made of linen. Of course, somebody should tell this to the law firms, because now it's very common that a person serves in the U.S. Attorney's Office, and then he takes a high-powered, high-paying job as a white shoe attorney. But we should cite him this verse that once you're a prosecutor, you can become a defense attorney. I also have another feeling. I feel this is just a tangent. It's just a tangent, but I feel like a prosecutor, once they serve as a prosecutor, there should be like a limit before they can run for political office. There should be like a 5-year or 10-year limit, because I think that a person should not be encouraged to throw people in jail just for their political gain. Hey, these are the special boys who brought the no, you have to, you're shoving it on the thing. You have to do it the other way. Come on, Elon. So these guys brought the ice cream. So very holy. I'm very honored by you bringing the ice cream. Yeah, and I'm even, you know what I decided? I also decided this. I want Moshe to hear this. I decided to even have a piece, because I said, you went out to try to lighten my mood, brighten my mood. It's not really nice for me not to eat it. So I'm going to eat a small piece. If you cut me a small piece, I'll eat a small piece of the cake. I'm really doing it for you and Moshe. I am. Usually I don't eat it, but I'm doing it because of you guys. Moshe, I decided if you went out of your way to bring me an ice cream cake, I'm going to eat it. I'm going to break my diet and I'm going to eat it. So if you cut me a piece, I'm going to eat it. Cut me a small piece and I'm going to eat it, because you wanted to bring me some joy on my birthday. I feel blessed by that. You're going to do that now? Yeah, if you give me a piece, I'll eat it. I've been preparing for this all day. Make it a small piece, but I thought about it. I said, it's not nice. You guys went and got me ice cream and I wasn't eating it, so I'm going to do it. I just said diet. Yeah, I'm on a diet, but it's okay. Make it very small. Very small. I think your birthday is like one day that I have to cheat on. It's not really a diet. It's a way of life. Like, I feel like this diet. No, seriously, I don't feel like it's a diet. Like I'm waiting to go off it. It's just the way I live. Well, you'll see. Elon, God willing, you'll get to be my age, and you'll realize that you have to just take better care of your body than when you're 20. Okay. Yeah, enjoy it while you're 22 or whatever. Okay, so now up to the next verse. It says that he shall wear kodesh yobash. That these garments have to belong to hektish. It has to be the property of the Beis Hamikdash. That the garments that he wears, he can't be his own personal property. It has to be the garments of the Beis Hamikdash. of the temple. And it says in the Gemara in Yoma that he wears the finest Egyptian cotton. And some say I think it's called also Hindusan, maybe Indian cotton. There's a whole debate. Oh yeah, for sure. Thank you, Mordechai. Thank you. All right. I'm gonna eat my ice cream here, and if all right, okay, here, Elon, you're gonna take a picture of me eating this. Hold on, first I'm gonna take my. Well, 1 second. Don't take the picture yet. Then I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna it's an opportunity to make a bracha on your birthday. So, Baruch atah. Here, we'll do this for the thing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shakol niyeh b'dvaro. Wait, Elon. This is the best ice cream cake I've ever had. Thank you. Wow, this is really good. That was excellent. Hold on, I'm going to pause this. I'm going to pause the recording because you want to know why? I don't need everybody seeing me eat my ice. A big shkoyach to Elon and Moshe and Ezra for bringing the cake. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. So we're continuing with the verse which says that he shall wear a special hat. Rashi says that he should put a special garment on his head. He has to immerse himself in water. This is for the mikvah. You know that there's a special custom for men, Hasidic Jews, Hasidic men go to the mikvah every single day. But the people who are not Hasidic Jews, there's a special practice to go on before the holidays and especially before Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. So Yom Kippur, we're reminded that the Kohen Gadol will go to the mikvah 5 times. He would immerse himself five times in Yom Kippur. Each time he would change his clothes, he would immerse himself. And then on top of that, before he would go in and after he would go in, he would wash his hands and legs. So he'd immerse himself each time he changed his clothes. And every time when he go into the Holy of Holies, he would change his clothing. When he went into the Jerry, you had a question?
What pasuk are we studying?
Yeah, we're in chapter 16, verse 4. When he went into the Holy of Holies, he would change his clothes before he went in because he had to move out from the golden garments and put on the white garments. Yes, Deborah. Are you trying to say something? No. Okay, so therefore he immersed 5 times and he washed his hands and feet a total of 10 times. And then it says, from the community of Israel, he would take 2 goats for a sin offering and 1 ram for an olah offering. He would take 2 goats and 1 ram for an olah offering. And then in verse 6, he brought the bull his bull as a sin offering. It'll be an atonement for himself and for the whole community. So, who pays for this bull offering? He was supposed to pay for the bull offering, Rashi says, from his own money, not the communal funds. Why? Because this was a bull offering. He's going to have to bring 3 off. He's going to confess 3 times. Once he confesses for himself and his immediate household, and then he confesses for all the Kohanim, and then he confesses for all of Bnei Israel.
When is he supposed to get private money?
Oh, it's an excellent question. The Kohen Gadol was required to be wealthy. He was greater than his brothers in wealth. That's what the Talmud says. He has to be greater than his brothers in wealth. So he was supposed to be very wealthy. And ironically, this became a source of corruption, that the Kohen Gadol would buy the office towards the end of the Second Temple period. We know that there was a woman, Marta Bas Baitus, who bought who arranged for her brother to be the Kohen Gadol, and even though he got the Kohen Gadol through patronage, he ended up making a tremendous educational reform. It's kind of this is why they became corrupt towards the end of the Second Temple period, and we know that because it says that the Kohen Gadol didn't even know how to read. It says they would read to him if he didn't know how to read. So he didn't even know how to read the books that we read on Yom Kippur. He didn't even know how to read. So illiterate. So then it says, and he did an atonement. And he stood them before God at the entrance to the Ohel Moed. Yes, Jerry.
Yes, one of the rabbis instituted education for every single boy.
Right.
So how come this high priest was?
So that's the one who did it. That was the one who did it. That was the Kohen Gadol who did it.
Well, but why wasn't the ignoramus not taught as a child?
Oh, like he instituted it, but not everybody. Some people didn't pay attention. And if you want to get rich, invest in the C student. Nobody ever heard that expression? Was that just me? What?
No, that's your.
No, that's a real statement.
Well, what they say in law is the A students become professors, the B students become judges, and the C students become rich law firm partners.
No, but they say invest in the C student. You never heard that expression?
No. FDR was a C student.
Look it up. So it's a famous quote.
Yeah.
Invest in the C student.
It's also true that some C students are working very hard for that C, and they learn how to work really hard.
I'm not making fun of C students. I'm just saying that the ones who are A's get pigeonholed into certain career choices. Ones who are B's, as Dan said, get pigeonholed. And the ones who are the C students, they often have to be more creative with their career choices, and they can make a lot more money as a result.
My son would dispute your argument, and so I'm sorry that he's not here.
Okay, I'll stop talking. This is not a fact. This is just an expression I heard. We go on. Okay, so now the verse states, so he takes the two goats and he stands them before God at the entrance to the Ohel Moed. Verse 8, V'natan Aaron al shnei asirim goralot. And Aaron shall place on the two goats lots. So one lot for God and one lot for Azazel. This is the idea of the goral, that the lots were picked and they were on the goats, and one goat would be chosen to be for God and the other one for Azazel. The idea of lots also appears in the book of Jonah. And the Jonah is selected via lot, and we did the lots, and not everybody heard this morning, so I'll repeat it. We did the lots. It was mentioned in the Talmud passage today that there were lots, and one of the it says that the land of Israel was divided out through lots at the beginning of the land. But I also mentioned this morning that there's another way in which the land of Israel, the beginning of the land, was apportioned through lots, and that's the story of the Lamed Hay, the 35 martyrs in the Gush at Zion block as part of the War of Independence. They were massacred. These 35 soldiers, young men who were there, and they were killed, but only afterwards they were only able to identify 23 of the bodies. So there were 12 bodies. I guess they didn't have DNA techniques then to identify. So they didn't know how to identify the other 12. So they went to Rabbi Tzvi Pesach Frank, who was the chief rabbi of the land of Jerusalem at that time. Rabbi Tzvi Pesach Frank went and asked Rabbi Aryeh Levin. Rabbi Aryeh Levin, who lived in the Nachlaot region of Jerusalem, who was known as the Tzaddik of Yerushalayim. He went and they asked him, what should we do for the 12 bodies that we can identify? So he did what's called the Goro Hagra. The Goro Hagra was where you open up, the Gra stands for the Vilna Gaon, and you open up the verse from the Torah, whatever verse you come to, that'll guide you. Whatever verse you come to will guide you. And he opened it up, and the 12 straight verses that he opened, each had a name, and that name was identified with one of the men who was killed, and people were watching and they saw it one after another, and so that's how they decided how to bury these 12 remains so that their families would be able to visit them. That's the Goro Hagra. So on Yom Kippur we have a different lottery. We're chosen the lots. One goat was standing to the right and the other goat was standing to the left, and the Kohen would put his two hands in a lottery box and he would draw a lot in the right hand and the other lot in the left hand, and he would put the lots on the goats. And the one that said for Hashem, that was written, that was the one which was going to be sacrificed. And the one that said to Azazel, that's the one that was sent out into the wilderness as basically an atonement offering. Yesterday when I was I'm going to stop the recording here so people don't, if I put this on the YouTube, people are going to go nuts at me.